Hi everybody, this is Wynn.E coming at you, recorded for the Diary series, and welcome. I hope you guys are having a great time wherever you are and whatever time of day you are. Yeah, I know that's a little cheesy, I don't care. I like being a little cheesy sometimes, and so, yeah, that's me. Welcome to the Diary series, where I talk about the songs and music process that I create and why they exist now. The title of this diary entry is called Matchbook, and it's quite fitting, I feel, because of the not only the story that Oil and Fire being released on December 15th, 2023 talks about, but also because of the turbulent story that comes with the song itself. So the lyrics actually talk about a relationship that could have gone well but went sour and could not be redeemed. The relationship becomes irredeemable, unfixable. Just it doesn't work out for whatever reason. But another thing about this is that the lead up, the process leading up to this song getting released is actually kind of the same thing. So I was in a Discord server and I was placed in a group with three or four other people. I don't quite remember right at the moment. And we were going to be a group that would create original music and release covers of songs that we liked. Well, for anybody who knows, releasing original music is expensive. It's not easy. I mean, it's just, it costs money. And so when I was like, I want to take my hand at producing. I want to make a beat. I want to make the lyrics. I want to make the harmonies and everything like that. So the final version of Oil and Fire that's being released is not completely like the original version. Some of the words got changed. Some of the harmonies were deleted or altered. And honestly, I'm still proud of the version that I have now, which is the version that will be going live on the 15th. And I'm also rewarding you guys with the instrumental in the single album. You guys will be getting the instrumental, but you guys won't be getting the backing vocals that come with it. And I kind of wish I did that, but I forgot. So, fun fact about Oil and Fire, starting with the background, is as I already said, I wanted to try my hand at being a producer, at making a beat and creating a song from scratch. I usually only write songs by doing the melodies and the lyrics because I didn't feel confident enough to try and make an instrumental track that wasn't just futzing around on my keyboard. Thank you to one of my old bosses for teaching me this word. I had never heard of it before, and I love using it. Futzing. I love using this word. I kid you not. So, going back to the story behind Oil and Fire. This group was designed to have a mature concept, meaning we were supposed to be an 18 plus group talking about using a more mature or older sound in order to achieve the stories that we're telling with the music that we are making. The story behind Oil and Fire, as I said, is a relationship that could have been successful but went sour. What happened with this group, and I'm not going to name this group, and I'm not speaking ill of anybody by telling you this backstory. It's more of, this is just what happened, which is, I make the song, I make the demo, I assign people lines, and I ask, and this is the first song I had ever written with a group of people in mind. Usually when I write lyrics and I write arrangements of songs and I arrange the lyrics in a particular order or fashion, I usually only do it for myself. only think I'm the only person who's ever going to sing this, right? So this was the first time making a demo for a song designed for multiple people to sing. And it was challenging because we had our positions were there were two vocalists and two rappers, and then one person who would flip flop and do both, like and flip flop and do both. All of us were equally talented in both areas. Okay, it was just two people were designed to be more rap focused, and then two people were designed to be vocal focused, and then the floater was designed to do a little bit of both to add a little spice to both sections. Now, the fun part about this song was that I found the pack of stems, like the set of stems, randomly. And by finding them randomly, I ended up creating a sound that I really enjoyed and I never thought I would actually make. Which is the fun part about music for me, is sometimes you never know what you're going to get or what you're going to do. It just happens sometimes. It's spontaneous. And I usually don't like spontaneity because I can't predict what's going to happen. But if I'm the one doing it, it's a little different. So, back to the group. So this group, after I went outside of my comfort zone, writing for multiple people, create and having a different kind of song structure than I usually create in mind to accommodate for all of the voices in this group, one person recorded outside of me. And it quite frankly made me really disappointed and sad because of how hard I had worked on making this demo for everybody and designing lines and everything in a way that would make everyone shine. Only one person recorded. And that really, really bothered me because I wanted to put this out into the world. I wanted to put Oil and Fire out into the world and show people what I could do and what everybody else in this group could do. But when nobody records, what are you going to do except, get rid of things? So 2 of the people decided to leave, and one of them left and decided, hey, I'm going to help be a manager instead so that way we can get the song out. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. That's helpful for me because I felt like I was the person doing the most communication out of everything. So we recast 2 people. We turned from 5 to 4. And then I redistribute some of the lines so that way people can make sure that so that way I can make sure everybody has something that they're singing and that there's no lines that are not assigned to somebody. What happens is after we get recast, one of the people who didn't get recast wanted to stay on. I reassigned a new deadline. I was like, hey, can I have these lines by X date? And the person was like, I'm going to be out of town until like 2 days before that. Can you extend it? So I extended it. I said, everybody has until this date to finish the lines. So this was for 2 people, okay? One of those people recorded, and I was like, well, I'm not going to fill in for this other person. I'm just going to ping them and figure out why I'm not getting their lines. Yeah, I never got their lines. So after, I think this group had been existing like this for maybe 6 months, the person who stepped out to be a manager was like, I think it's easier if you guys just disband it. And I honestly got really frustrated. I was like, well, is this song ever going to come out? Is Oil and Fire ever going to see the light of day? Or is it going to stay in my dungeon for God knows how long? And when hearing about the disbandment results, the person who didn't record was like, well, we can still release it as a collab. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. My immediate reaction was, I don't want to do that. And I felt bad for having this reaction, but I was more frustrated with the fact that it was the one person who asked for an accommodation. I gave them that accommodation, and then they didn't supply me what was asked in time and never asked for an extra accommodation. So it's like I was fully ghosted at this point. And I talked to one of my friends who had been casted in the group. She and I have similar ideologies when it comes to work ethic and communication and stuff like that. And she and I had grown a little close over the past few months of this happening. And eventually, I said, no, I don't want to do that. If anything, I will post it as a solo song if I have to make sure that it comes out. Because I had designed this song with these 4-5 people's voices in mind, mine included. And I wasn't even supposed to be a vocalist in this song. I was actually supposed to do mostly rap parts, which was funny because I don't normally rap. I'm not usually a rapper because I have a little bit of a lisp. My jaw is too big for my cheeks. So when it comes to things that are phrased a certain way, like the faster it's phrased, the harder it is for me to execute it because I don't have a lot of room in my mouth to do extra dictation. I'm actually working really, really hard right now to make sure that my diction, the clarity of my words is crystal clear, to make sure it doesn't sound like I'm mumbling or chewing on my cheeks or anything like that, because I'm constantly doing that because my jaw is too small my jaw is too big for my cheeks. My cheeks are too small. That's a totally different idea. But going back to it is I worked on this song and this song became my baby. It was the very first song that I had ever shown anybody that I had fully written, produced, arranged, recorded, mixed, mastered, everything like that. Well, I didn't like the demo after a while. I was like, why did I think these harmonies sounded good and everything? And so I had released an Instagram poll on my Instagram stories asking, what do you guys want? Asking, my followers and my friends, what do you want to see? And I told myself, because it doesn't take long for me to record and stuff like that I could get it out in a month. I did. Okay. I finished recording in maybe a week because I usually record outside of my 9-to-5 job. Yes, I am recording this kind of early in the morning because I'm trying to make sure that I'm not late for work. But anyway, so the thing is that I needed motivation to post something. And by motivation, I mean, if somebody had said, if the votes had ruled for, do an original cover, do like a new cover, then fine. I had covers that I had recorded that I hadn't released yet. And I'd be like, okay, well, let's spin the wheel and see which one gets put out. Well, that didn't work out. The poll said that they wanted an unreleased original song. I don't know. And part of me feels like I've only released one original song on Instagram that I don't have all of the copyrights finished for yet. And that's why it's not on Spotify or anything, but it is on YouTube and Instagram. Because I have to do all paperwork. That's why it's not. That's why that song is not anywhere else yet. It's just on YouTube. Because paperwork. That's the short answer to it. This song, I don't need to do any extra paperwork because I own the copyright. It is mine. I can prove that it's mine. I'm still going to copyright it, but I'm going to wait until I get the rest of my paperwork for the other, like, 5 songs that are going to get released later. Anywho, so I was like, alright, well, now I gotta pick something. Well, then Oil on Fire was already fresh in my brain. It was a completed song. I had like 3 options for unreleased original songs that I could do. I could either do a B-side, like a secondary track for my upcoming mini album, an EP, the extended play, which is not done yet because the title track is not done yet, so I can't release that yet. Which is frustrating, but that's a diary for another day. I could do a track that would go on another thing, or just be a single by itself, because, you know, why not? Or I could do Oil and Fire. And I had like those 3 primary options. And these 3 songs that I was considering releasing as the surprise, as like this really fast release, all of them were recorded. But 2 of them needed re-recorded, and it was hard because I was like, why am I having so much trouble picking the one song? And then I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna do Oil and Fire. I already had it stuck in my brain anyway because I loved what I did with it so much, and so I re-recorded it in a day and a half. This is probably the longest recording session I did for a particular song that I can remember. It was about like 5 hours of vocal recording for this one track. And doing all the relayering, the retiming, the making sure I had the instrumental correctly, learning all of these new mixing techniques, like, and adding, you know, echoes here, fixing the reverb there, using delays and de-essers and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, there was so much stress going on in these 5 hours that I was working on this song, on the re-recording of this song, because I was rewriting some of the lyrics. I was adding layers, I was taking away layers. I was like, okay, do I want to keep this? How am I going to mix this? This part's too loud, this part's too soft, I need to bump this, I need to do that. On top of that, while I was mixing, I was also managing all of the art, all of the graphics that you guys have been seeing on Instagram and stuff like that, like the cover art, the banners, the scheduler, everything. Like, I kid you not, I was working on all pistons and then some. I'm not like, you can ask my Bubba, you can ask my partner Jesse. Like, he and our roommate can attest to just how crazy it is when I make music. Like, I'm all over the place all the time when it comes to my music. I focus on the music and then I'm like, wait a minute, now I gotta do this, and this. Because recording is easy for me, except a lot of people say that I don't emote with my music, and I don't want to say this because people are probably going to take it as an excuse, but it's the truth, which is I don't normally express emotions the same way as what's considered normal. And so I feel like I'm giving emotion because I'm feeling it while I'm singing, but then people will tell me, oh, well, you don't sound like the emotion you're saying. And for me, it's that because when I interpret that emotion, I feel it internally, but I guess I don't show it externally enough. And so even with this particular song, even with Oil and Fire, I tried to be emotive and to basically ham it up and make it over expressive, so that for me, so that way people would understand the feelings behind it. I don't know if you're going to feel that. I hope you do. And I hope you guys see where I'm coming from as the creator of the song. And also, hopefully that you guys can relate to the song as it is, whether you hear the emotions or not. That the lyrics themselves can tell the story for me. So, I have to go to work in like 5 minutes. So I'm going to have to end this here. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, night, or whatever. Hope you guys have a fantastic time wherever you guys are. And I will see you guys next time in the next diary entry. Hopefully talking about a music video I'm working on. And that's going to be the last little hint that I give you guys before I go on another tangent. So, until next time, this has been Wynn-E, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye now.